function needs to do every time it's called. So if we were doing that tax calculator, in the body of our function we would say calculate, first do the original price for the quantity times the price for just one item, and that will give you, say you had 5 items which cost £1, that will give you £5, and then you'd add on the tax, which is, I think it's like 15.5% now, isn't it? Not 17, it's gone down. And then you add on the tax 15.5% of £5, which I can't do in my head, but you guys probably can. So, and then you add on that, and that's basically what your function would do, and so that would go inside the body, and every time it was called it would do that, okay? So that's what the body needs to have in it, and there's no semicolons for functions either, so you just type the two curly braces, and the body inside that, and then no curly brace, no semicolon after the closing curly brace. Now we know how to make a function, but making the function doesn't actually do anything because we've just told PHP this is the list of instructions you need to execute if I decide to call this function. But we haven't actually talked about how to call the function yet, how to put into action those list of that list of statements. Sorry for hitting the microphone just before there. So how do we call a function? Really, really simple, okay? All we have to do to call a function is, as you'll see here, type the function name, and then 2 parentheses, and then the semicolon, okay? So, basically, when you declare the function, you type function, and then the name, and then 2 parentheses. All you have to do to call it is copy and paste that, okay? Copy and paste it in there, and then just type a semicolon after it, okay? So, really, really simple. And at the moment our function is going to just echo out hello and then line break. So something like this it's not worth making a function for, of course, because to declare it takes up 4 lines and then 1 line for each call, okay, but it's 1 line for each call plus the 4 lines it takes to declare this, whereas it could just be 1 line per each time you output it, or you could just make a loop of, if you wanted to do it 100 times or something. You could just make a loop doing it. But like I mentioned, something where you're doing it, 100 lines long, you wouldn't want to type it out excessively. And we've already talked about this where, if you want to do this thing 100 times, you don't have to. You can use loops, is what we were talking about. But the thing about functions, the difference between functions and loops, at the moment they might seem the same, but loops, when you type out a loop, okay, so say we got while blah echo blah, okay, a loop, okay, it executes in the place it's written, okay, but a function you can declare it up here and then use it here, then have some code in between, okay, then you can use it 3 times there, then you can have some code in between, and then you can use it again here, you see? So it can be used, once you've declared it, it can be used in all over the place. It doesn't have to be like a while loop, or any kind of loop, where you type it is where it will be executed. Okay, with a function, you declare it, and then wherever you type the call, it will be executed, okay? So let's take a look at what this actually does. So, start up WAMP server, go into your thing, I'm in my tutorials folder, and you can just see it outputs hello 4 times, because we called the function 4 times. If I cut this down to 1 call, you'll see we'll only get hello once. There you go. So that is, in essence, functions. Now, next tutorial, we're going to be looking at parameters, okay, and supplying function arguments, which is probably one of the biggest things involved in functions, aside from the fact that you can make functions, which is the most important thing. But yeah, parameters really are at least half the essence of functions and how they work. So anyways, that's next tutorial. For now, guys, over and out.